Doctor Who owed its rebirth to a chance meeting at a party.
During that time, I went to the press launch of Linda Green in Manchester.
I wrote one of those. It was Paul Abbott's series. And it was a big launch here in Manchester. It was in the days where the BBC had money to do stuff. And so Jane Tranter was there. Now, she was head of drama, or control of drama. It's like that was the most important person I'd got to meet, really.
And I had never met Russell before. I was a huge fan, obviously.
When you write an episode of someone else's series, you're kind of in a lesser status as a writer. And so I was really off. Am I allowed to say off? I was really annoyed. I was really annoyed that I was meeting Jane Tranter in a really lesser status, just when I wanted to talk about Doctor Who and things like that. So I almost didn't bother. There was this big launch party, and Nicola Shindler went, go and talk to her, go and talk to Jane Tranter, go and say that you want to do Doctor Who.
I remember Nicola coming up and seeing me at the press launch, and she said, Russell's over there and he'd love to meet you. And by the way, he's got something he wants to talk to you about. And I thought, well, that's fantastic. Russell T Davies got something he wants to talk to me about. Whoa. And Nikki said, he wants to talk to you about Doctor Who, but I think he's a bit shy. And I was quite heavily pregnant at the time with twins, so I was kind of like out here. And ludicrously, like a lot of women who have children slightly later, believe that you somehow have to sort of try not to look pregnant while you're pregnant, which is just crazy, particularly with twins. So I was trying to take away attention to this enormous bump that I had with really high wedges. And I saw Russell over the other side, and two things occurred. One, I nearly gave birth on the spot with the words, Russell would like to talk to you about Doctor Who. And secondly, he's shy. And I was thinking, no one could be shy about this. This is really important. And I ran, pregnant and on wedges, across the room to get to Russell, arriving because I hardly breathe because of these things and having got across the room. And it was almost like, wanting to ask someone on a date and not quite being able to ask them on a date.
I literally thought I bored her and annoyed her.
So we obviously, said something about my bump in the way that you do, and we said something about Linda Green in the way that you do, and I was just looking at him thinking, Doctor Who, this is it, Doctor Who, this is it, this is it.
Well, I went up to Jane Tranter and went, hello, it's nice to meet you properly, and wouldn't it be don't you think we should do Doctor Who, we should do it properly and make it marvellous and blah, 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 blah.
And I went, that's great, that's fine.
And she sort of went, oh yes, that's a nice idea, like they do.
He actually didn't have to tell me anything. I knew it would be impossible for Russell not to have done Doctor Who. And
I remember thinking, I was really sort of kicking myself. And do you know what? The funny thing is, I wouldn't have done it again after that meeting, because I sort of walked away from that thinking, this is getting embarrassing now.
That was it. And I remember taking the train back to London thinking, okay, this is it.
It was literally that Linda Green press launch in the Lowry Hotel that forged the entire creation of Doctor Who.